Radio Wammo. It's 9:15 now.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The Geek Show.
Joining us from the Geek Show, it is Chelfyn. 2 3s rather than 2 E's, by the way, there on the Geek Show. Morning to you, Chelfyn.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you once again. Today we are talking about something called the Seven Horizons, or is it the Seventh Horizon? No, it's the Seventh Horizon, isn't it?
No, the Seven Horizons Project.
The Seven Horizons Project. Okay, well, what is it?
Well, over at sevenhorizons.org, it's a bunch of mostly very clever people when you look down the list. They all have PhDs, and they're researchers who just got sick and tired of having problems with wild predictions and not knowing where they fit. It's been happening in both directions. The problem of predictions coming in that sound like, they'll be here in a couple of years and realistically we're not going to see them for 20 or more. Or also people coming in, swearing that these things will never be done when they're actually on the market, if you just look around.
Would an example of that be the promised rocket pack? That we're all going to have a rocket pack by the year 2000, at least?
Yeah, things like that. Where people have, for so long, have been saying, where's my rocket pack?
Yeah.
That they don't realise that there are such things now out there.
Yeah.
And this is what's called the First Horizon. And I apologise occasionally from reading from their descriptions, but they're brilliant. The First Horizon is available but not ubiquitous. It's William Gibson observed that the future's already here, it's just not evenly distributed. So this is technology already on the market, but most people don't know about it. So having a look at their page, this includes brain-computer interfaces, which you can actually buy as game controllers.
Oh, wow.
Really incredible prosthetics that actually are starting to give superhuman abilities rather than just trying to replace something that someone's lost.
Yeah.
So artificial limbs that are letting runners run faster than human runners, for instance. Natural language translators, micromotors only 3 millimeters wide for medical use, that sort of thing. So these are things that they're already here. It's just they sound like science fiction, and most people haven't been told about them yet.
Okay. So if that's the Seventh Horizon, does it count down?
No, that's the First Horizon.
Oh, first. Okay, so we're counting up. Rightio.
Yes,
All right.
Counting up.
We're clear on that now. Yes.
Okay. So the Second Horizon is commercial stuff, which is this is what they describe as the stage where MBAs usually live. This stuff, it works. The business model's in place, and commercial delivery is sort of going into full swing. So these are the real near things that are typically 1 to 3 years away. So these sort of Second Horizon things, once again, are DNA factories which can actually create DNA from data.
Yeah.
Or some of the robotic stuff that sounds like science fiction is pretty much commercialized now. It's all ready to roll out, but not quite here yet. We haven't all got them in the home. So Third Horizon they describe as engineering, the stage where venture capitalists live, and this is stuff that seems to work, but they're still figuring out if it can be ramped up to production. Or it might be stuff that works but doesn't make economic sense, or it might not work when you get it out into the market.
Sounds like the risky horizon.
Yeah, so this is stuff like anti-addiction vaccines and aging reversal drugs and stuff like that. So this you're talking maybe 2 to 6 years away from hitting the reaching the public, unless something suddenly incredible happens. So, but this is all possible stuff. This is all proven at the moment while we're in this Third Horizon stage. Fourth Horizon is probably what I spend most of my time reporting on, which is scientific. The stuff that researchers in the lab are demonstrating that something's possible. They've got proof of concept, but there's no guarantee that it can be safely brought to market or economically brought to market, and you're not sure when. But, maybe 4 to 10 years out to reaching the public if everything goes right. And this is the stuff I find fascinating, because this is, stuff that really is possible. It's proven in the labs. The only thing separating it from being in your life is economics and imagination a lot of the time.
So perhaps those venture capitalists in Horizon 3 getting up to the 4.
Yes. Well, the venture capitalists in 3 will keep their eye on 4 all the time for what next to put into the third horizon. So some of the things in fourth horizon at the moment, it's quite a nice long list as well. Things like capturing energy from movement by having flexible sheets of clever material in your clothes and things like that.
Yep.
Swarms of tiny robots that work together to do a lot more than what each individual robot can do, that sort of thing. Brain implant chips, memory pills, organ and limb regeneration, transforming skin cells into brain cells, stuff like that. It's all happened in the lab, and it's just a bit of money and research away from happening in the real world.
And it could be 10 years.
But yeah, that's 4 to 10 years.
Okay.
So, fifth horizon, which is where this is actually where an awful lot of the people involved in this Horizons project seem to be involved. Quite a lot of them are in DARPA, and a lot of the American Defense Research Projects, Advanced Research Projects Agency. And a lot of the documents that they put on this site and contribute to the wiki on this site are actual military documents on what they've got planned for the future.
Wow.
So Fifth Horizon is where it's informed speculation. It's stuff where it's not clear whether the technology will work, but they're throwing money at it, thinking that it probably will.
Yeah.
So some of their examples on Fifth Horizon here are synthetic telepathy helmets, stuff that will read your mind, turned into something, and then squirted into someone else's mind.
Wow.
Or in their ears in a silent way.
Yeah.
And all the bits are around to actually do this. The mind reading doesn't actually have to be mind reading. There's technology around that will detect the signal sent to your muscles if you subvocalize, and then turn that into sound. So even though you don't speak, all you have to do is kind of go through the motion of speaking but not make any noise, and this device can pick it up and turn it into speech.
And this is probably military developed stuff for injured soldiers, I suppose.
Yeah, a lot of it is. It's biotechnology in warfare, fusion, accelerated injury recovery, things like that. So, yeah, most of the stuff that's actually getting the money on this is military, mainly because the military do seem to have money to throw at blue sky type things. Which brings me on to sixth horizon.
Well, do you want to skip to the seventh before we run out of time?
Okay, well, sixth is just blue sky. That's a credible science fiction. Okay, so 10 to 20 years away. And seventh horizon is questionable. Stuff that we have doubts about within the 20-year timeline, stuff that could just be science fiction, but we'd like it. But by having these 7 little pots to put things in, it makes your life as a futurist, or my life as a futurist, a lot easier. So I might be referring to these a lot more in the future.
Yeah. Very fascinating, interesting stuff, learning about the 7 horizons. People can continue the conversation with Chelfyn if you like, up at Twitter, twitter.com/Chelfyn, Chelfyn, and also over at thegeekshow.com, 2 3s rather than 2 E's. Thanks, Chelfyn. See you next time.
No problem.